So I just got back from the dentist and now I am making some tea. I'm going to sit down and finally start writing my next book. I am supposed to release this in the fall and I would really like to have time to get like extra beta reading done and have a lot of time to edit it. So my goal is to get this book completely written before my daughter is out of school for summer break. I have 1 month from today to get that accomplished, and since it's going to be a shorter book, I think I can do it. It's going to be like maybe like 35,000 words. Between now and then I'll have my events on the weekends, but hopefully that won't cut into my writing time too much because I should be able to like pack all of my books and table setup stuff in the evenings, like before the event happens, like the night right before, since they're somewhat local, so I don't have to go super far. So while my tea is steeping, I wanted to show you this funny hoodie thing here. So I've got this hoodie and I thought it was really funny because, you know, you can take it two ways. You can take it as in, you know, writing a book is something exceptional, or you can take it as you are very weird if you write books. So I thought that was really, really funny. But what I did not consider when getting this was that I don't usually wear the hood up. So my husband came home from work and he looked at me in the kitchen and he just started laughing because all he sees is this. And he's like, oh, tell me how you really feel. So I've got my tea, I've got my laptop, I've got my empty box from restocking my books that I need to put away, and I've got my toast. Hi, buddy. Look at him, he's so handsome. Okay, so it's the end of my second day of writing and I officially have 2,500 words of story, not including my outline, which is in the document. It is all story. So if I can do another 1,000 tomorrow, then that'll be 10% of this book done. It's Friday, April 24th, and this is like my third day of writing and it's not going very well. I've only gotten like 600 words done so far today. I'm gonna have to go get my daughter from school in just a few minutes, and I think I'm going to try to do more writing this evening. It's not for a lack of trying, like I've been sitting at my computer, it's just like the words I am getting are fine. I don't have a problem with like the progress that I'm making. It's just so slow finding like where I want to go, finding these characters' personalities. I was talking to my husband about this last night. My hair is tickling my face. We were talking about how it's just really difficult for me whenever I start a new story. I always end up spending a lot of time at the very beginning, like, you know, learning who these characters are, what's important to them, what their priorities are, what their motivations are. That's really difficult. And I'm really having a big challenge this time finding them. So it just feels really, really slow to me because, you know, I've been sitting here for hours and I only have a few paragraphs. So I feel like this part of the book is really slow. And I know when I go back and I actually read it, it's not going to feel like that. It's going to feel like perfectly fast-paced and not dull or boring at all. But I guess I will try to sit down and do a little bit more writing this evening. Maybe after dinner I can try to get like another 400 words just to get up to like the 1,000 mark. I think if I can average like 1,000 words a day, that would be really good, and that would be enough to finish the book. But other than just, you know, sitting down and kind of brute forcing my way through this part, I don't really know what else I can do. It's Monday and I ended up not writing all weekend because I didn't feel good. There's a wall back there. So I didn't make any progress on the story yet, but I am heading out to my favorite outdoor writing spot at a garden nearby. I'm going to sit up there and see if that helps motivate me a little bit. The weather is really pretty, but it's going to start raining this afternoon. My hair looks so ridiculous. Somebody told me that if I put more conditioner on like the top part of my hair, that it would do something about the humidity frizz that I get with my curls. And yeah, that didn't do anything. So I ended up getting 2,000 words while I was out there, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I need to completely rework the outline for this story, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time reworking the outline. Probably like later this evening, I'll sit down and I'll work on it. But I passed the 5,000 word mark, so I get to move something off of my Kanban board, which has been very neglected so far this month, and this is pretty exciting. I'm happy about this. This is a victory, yay! Today is the 28th and it might be a 0 day. I'm having a bad muscle cramp in my shoulder, so that kind of puts a damper on writing, but I spent a lot of this morning doing like some storm cleanup. We had really bad storms roll through last night, and I was very nervous that my car would have hail damage because it hailed so hard last night. It sounded like making microwave popcorn at 3 in the morning, except, you know, the noise was the hail hitting our roof, and we were on the first floor and it was still that loud, so I was like, ooh, it's gonna be bad. But miraculously, my S197 does not have any hail damage that I've been able to see, and I don't know how, because some of the neighbors' cars are not looking so hot today. And I am going to sit down to write, but it is just after lunchtime, and I don't think I'm going to have much time or energy. I might try to write a little bit this evening, but it's okay if I don't get a lot done today. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you have days where other things take precedence, and that's okay. So if I can get any writing at all done, that'll be a good win for me. It's Wednesday and it's very gray and rainy. Well, it looks nice and bright outside right now, but it's actually really gray and rainy. And I am packing up my stuff to go out to the garden to try to do some more writing. I felt like that really helped, and yesterday was not a good progress day. I need to go out anyway because I need to go pick up a birthday present for my husband. So I'm going to go out, do some writing, and then I'm going to go shopping. I'm taking Poppy today, and I don't really like taking Poppy to parking lots because people are really nasty about new cars, and I had her for all of 2 weeks before somebody did something very nasty and aggressive and left me with damage on the side of my car. So I don't like taking her out to parking lots and stuff, but I also don't really want to go to the gas station when it's going to cost me like $50 to fill up the gas tank. So I'm going to take Poppy and leave Rosie here. And you know, it's kind of interesting because I get the same fuel economy in a brand new Mustang GT that I did in my 2007 V6. I guess engines are a lot more fuel efficient now. Okay, so I was out there for like an hour and a half. I got 1,500 words. A little bit less than an hour and a half actually, maybe like an hour and 15 minutes. But then it started raining and it got really, really cold, and my fingers are kind of numb now. So I'm gonna cut that a little bit short, but I'm starting to get into like the meat of the story now, so I think it's starting to flow a little bit better. And yeah, I just gotta keep moving forward to get this done. I'm down to having like, I think 3 weeks before my daughter is out of school, so it would really, really be nice to finish before she's out. But yeah, bookstore next. Time to go. Okay, so we've got Mort and equal rights, because that's what he has asked for. Thought it was interesting seeing that the only copy of this they have has a printing error on the cover down here where the bleed's messed up, and I don't know, it's kind of nice to see that no matter what you do, you're always going to end up with bad printing. So that's equally plaguing TradPub and Indies. We're at 7,500 words, so I'm almost a quarter of the way through what I think this book is going to end up being. It's Thursday now, and I'm looking at my Kanban board, and I'm thinking that if I can try to do 10,000 words... Do you have to scratch your scratching post right now? Okay, so I'm thinking that if I can do like 10,000 words a week, that would be like, you know, 2,000 words a day, Monday through Friday, or 2,500 words a day if I want to have like 2 days on, 1 day off, and then 2 days on again. Do you need something, Toast? Can I help you? So since it is already noon, I'm going to take some time to make myself a cup of tea here. It's steeping at the moment. And I'm going to prepare some social media postings for the coming week so that I don't have to spend as much time working on marketing stuff. I need to reply to an email, and I'm going to order some new shocks for my older Mustang and really hope that that's the last thing that needs to be replaced on that car. Even though it's retired from being my daily driver, it is supposed to become my daughter's car within, you know, like a year-ish. So I really want it to be nice, and hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is the end. Happy Friday! I have been foiled by my own success. When I was taking inventory for my book fair events, I thought, you know, having like 2 copies of book 2 and book 3 for Spectrum Legacy would be enough, because I don't usually sell a whole series at once. I have 2 book fairs, so if I have 2 full sets of books, then that's enough for me to offer a full series at either one of those events. I did not stop to think and consider that those books are also available through my online shop. So now I am going to have no copies of book 2, and I should have anticipated that, and I should have ordered some. I ordered a few copies last night, because sometimes if you order like just a few author copies, like 2 or 3, then they will ship really quickly and get to you. That's not gonna help me tomorrow, but I might, if I'm really lucky, I might have them before next weekend. So unfortunately, this event is probably the bigger one, but I will learn from my mistakes. On the plus side, these are the last 2 copies of book 2 and 3 that have the $14.99 price from when they were originally released printed on the back. The newer copies don't have that printed on the back. Like Spectrum Blade, you know, there's no price there, because I'm not really courting bookstores anymore, so I'm not playing by their rules. And in the past, this made it easier for like sales events, because, you know, people could pick up the book and see how much it cost. But now that I have my little like book toppers that have the price listed on them, it's not really necessary anymore. And printing costs have gone up since I had this batch of books made. Originally, it used to cost me about $5 a book to have this one printed. It is now almost $7 a book, so I need to raise my prices accordingly, because I'm not making any money off of any future copies sold at that price. Everything is probably going to go up to like $20 a book, because you're supposed to set your pricing at, you know, it's the cost of the book, which is about $7 to print before you have it shipped to you. And then you want to make a profit of, you know, that amount back. And then you also want to have money to roll back into the books to, you know, order yourself a replacement copy. So the usual guidance I hear is, you know, price your books at 3 times the print cost. So these should be like $21 each if they're $7 to print. But I feel like having a book priced at like $21 is really awkward in an event, so I'm willing to eat that dollar and just be like, oh yeah, it's 20 bucks, just give me a 20. So I've got my stuff set up here, and I'm going to sign and pack up that book and get it shipped, or those 2 books rather. And then I need to start packing for tomorrow's book fair. I need to get all of my books off of my shelves and box everything up and have it ready to go. I have to be there at like 9, maybe like 9:30 at the latest, so we got to get out of here at 9. So it's a busy Friday, and it's going to be a busy weekend, but I'm feeling, you know, tentatively optimistic, and we'll see how it goes. So my surprise event was this past weekend. I did not get any writing done, but I think all things considered, the event went pretty well, since you can probably imagine from me not knowing that I was supposed to be there. Traffic was not great for you know, visitors coming to the event, but I still met my sales goal. I feel like overall I did pretty well. I'm happy with how it went, even though it was not as good as the last event that I did. I have my next event next weekend. And then I will finally have, you know, like some downtime where I don't have to worry about event prep or anything. But I did not get a lot of writing done over the past few days. Yesterday we ended up changing out the shocks in my older Mustang. And that was actually, I had a lot of fun doing that project, even though we encountered a couple problems along the way, but it ended up taking us like an hour. And we got them changed, so I'm going to take the car out now for like a test drive. I didn't want to do it while I was taking my daughter to school because if I get stranded, I don't want her to have to worry about us getting towed somewhere. But the plan for today is, you know, running errands, making sure that the shocks we installed are good. And then when I get home, I'm going to get a snack, make some coffee, and start writing. My goal is to try to get 2,500 words done today. I will not have enough time to get that done this morning. So this morning I'm aiming for like half of that. If I can get like, you know, 1,250, then ideally I can do the other half this evening. I'm not positive how that's gonna shake out. And then the end of this week is really busy because I have my monthly writer meetup. And then Saturday is actually my husband's birthday, and when I signed up for the event that I'm doing this weekend, I didn't know it was going to be on his birthday. It was actually supposed to happen in April, and then it was pushed back. So I feel kind of bad that I'm going to be vending on his birthday instead of doing birthday stuff, but he was like, that's okay, I'll just take a day off work. So he's taking the 8th off, and I'm going to spend the whole day with him, so that means probably not writing Thursday or Friday. And that's not ideal for the word counts that I need to be getting done either, but we're rolling with it. I am going to get this book done somehow. Okay, now I'm home from my test drive and it went fine. The suspension sounds really good, definitely a big ride improvement, but it did not get rid of the squeaking. So the bushings that I lubricated while I was down there yesterday were not the right ones. I'm continuing the search for the noise. Still got like my little tube of silicone grease, so I'm gonna crawl under there. I guess I'm gonna start with the lower control arms because that's probably the next thing that it would be. But it's just, you know, 19-year-old car, every single rubber bushing is going bad. I brought my car in earlier so it could dry off, so I could get underneath it and try to lubricate what might be squeaking, but it is still very wet and it's very dark under here, so it's gonna be kind of hard to see. I'm having the hardest time with this book, and I have reached 10,000 words, but I am just really struggling, and this might be like the worst chapter of anything I have ever written in my life. It is so boring. And I know part of the problem is, you know, the characters that I have. 𝗯cie was like a child soldier, so he knows nothing except taking orders. And now they're in this situation, you know, where they're separated from everybody else. And for him, it's not really any different. He's just taking orders from a different person, and he doesn't really care, which that's kind of, you know, his personality, his character. He's been made not to care. But maybe part of the problem is that needs to bother Tempest a little bit more, because I don't know, maybe if she was more irritated by him just being like, okay, and just, you know, doing what he's told no matter what, maybe that would add more of the friction that I need to make the scene interesting. But it's just so frustrating to already be stuck again. I felt so good about it after I sat down and I built a better foundation for the story and went over the outline, and, you know, I really strengthened it. And the beginning where they were like meeting and first interacting, and the very beginning of the story was getting set up, that came really easily. And now I'm just like stuck again, and I don't know how I'm supposed to get this done. I'm supposed to have this story done by the time my daughter is out of school for the summer. I now have 2 weeks left, and I am not going to get it done in 2 weeks. I'm just not. There's no way. My hair is driving me crazy. Why is it so frizzy? It's frizzy because it rained for like 4 days straight. That's why. It's just gonna be so busy and so hard, and I don't know how I'm gonna get this work done, and it's stressing me out. But today is the monthly writer meetup, and I had to miss the last one because I was having car problems. So I'm going today, and I'm taking, you know, Poppy, my GT, and we are going to take the long country back road down to the meetup place, because that'll give me more time to think and hopefully come up with ideas for this story. But yeah, that's it. It's time to go. Let's go. Now it is May 11th. It is first thing in the morning. I just took my daughter to school, and I really need to crack down on writing today because I've barely done anything over the past week. It's just been so busy. But I had my second of the back-to-back events on Saturday, and I wasn't really sure what to expect from that one because it was at a library. It was their first time ever doing something like this. I was thinking, you know, like maybe if I sold like 5 books, I would be doing great, and I would consider that a huge success. And it ended up being the best event that I've ever done in person. It was fantastic, and it was so well organized, and I don't know what they did to get foot traffic in, but there were so many people coming and going, and they had everybody like lined up in rows, and then like the children's authors were in a row back by the children's section in the library. And we just had such a great time, and I had an excellent number of people stop by to talk to me about books, take bookmarks. I sold a lot of copies. I sold out of one book completely, and I have 1 copy left of the other. So I am just so pleased with that, because, you know, that means I've already met my sales goal for this month. And you know, this year I have much higher sales goals. I'm trying to sell roughly like 4 times as much in a month as I had typically been doing all of last year. And so to have met that already, even with, you know, my online sales have slowed down a lot because I haven't been posting regularly, because I've been so busy getting ready for the events. So having them actually make up for it is wonderful. There are a couple school events later in the week, and then next week I have some appointments, and next week is the end of school, and there's just, at this point, there is no way that I'm going to be able to finish my book before school is out. And I don't really know what to do because I have to have it done. It's not going so well, and I'm not feeling super confident, and it's getting very stressful at this point. So I'll probably just like stop vlogging so I can stop stressing out about it on camera, and maybe that'll make me feel a little bit better about it. So first thing this morning will be a couple pieces of admin work. But once I get that little bit of admin work done, I'm going to try to spend the rest of the day working on my book. And I don't know how far that's going to get me, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Also need to get a shower this morning, and I would like to do my nails, because one of the gifts that my husband got me for Mother's Day was nail polish that was matched to both of my Mustangs. So this one is matched to Rosie. She's the older one, the S197. And that's matched to the Torch Red, and then this one is for Poppy, the S650, and that is matched to Race Red. I think I might use that today and, you know, give myself some pretty nails, but short nails, before I start writing, because I can't have long nails and type. I just can't do it. I know some people can, and I don't know how. The other thing he gave me was he drew me a beautiful piece of artwork, and I want to hang that up today. It's in the front room. I'll show you. And cleaning off my writing desk is going to be the next priority. But this is what he drew for me. And I love it so much. It's so pretty, look at it. And he did like hand lettering, and all the swirls in the background are hand drawn and everything, and it's so cool. I love this, and I think I'm going to hang it up over here on this little wall so that I've got, you know, some character artwork right there, and I'm looking forward to getting that up. I might put that up before I start my writing session for the day, but I need to get cracking because there's still a lot to do, and I need to try to get at least several thousand words in today. My benchmark is probably like 2,000 at the very, very lowest for the rest of the month if I'm gonna get this done. And yeah, I need to figure out what is lacking with my inspiration and get going, but not every project can start off very smoothly, and I think this has been a good picture of it. And so I will follow up again when I'm closer to having the book finished to share some thoughts about the project. So I will see you then. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.